I got some footage watching this press conference about P. Diddy, Papa Diddy Pop. He has gotten himself into some trouble, didn't he? Didn't he? Did he? I got some footage, so I got some footage of what he's been up to. So, you know, these are the so-called freak-offs that he was participating in or organizing them. Well, you know what? This seems to be a problem that has existed for ages, because when people get famous, they start to act crazy, don't they? Like Jeffrey Epstein. Doesn't this sound familiar? If more names will be leaked, it's all going to destroy the reputation.
When you were handed a drink, and now we know that the drink is laced with something, if you refuse to drink it, you were kicked out of the party. Now, let that sink in for a minute. I mean, the admission to this party was that you had to drink the chosen drink that was handed to you. And now we know that in most cases, I would say 90% of the cases, these individuals were drugged with some sort of drug. That was kind of the MO.
So it kind of looks like a typical grooming slash criminal, right? And we listen to this music. Why? Why? I was never a fan of him, but he really is a clown now, isn't he? Because the story that he's about to say, that he's about to tell, is very astonishing. Like, my God, how are people even fan of him? I hope he rots in prison away.
Individual who was 9 years old at the time was taken to an audition in New York City with Bad Boy Records. Other boys were there to audition as well. All of them were trying to land a record deal. All of them were minors. This individual was second.
We are talking about minors, 15 years old boys. So he's some homosexual, isn't he? Okay, interesting.
Sean Combs and several other people at the studio in the promise to both his parents and to him himself of getting a record deal.
So these kids, they are really impressed by this character. They trust him because that's the image he portrays of himself, right? Like a very cool kind of person. And of course they wanted a record deal. Who wouldn't want one? Come on. And then what he does, he absolutely abuses his power and does not give them a record deal, but then proceeds like SAing them. Wow, that's a good one. Haven't we heard that before with Jeffrey Epstein?
Another minor told, allegedly by Sean Combs, that he would make him a star, but he needed to visit with him in private about it, away from his parents.
Yeah, why away from his parents? Wow, shocker. Of course, because the parents could not allow it, right? And the parents think, oh yes, sure, I want a good life for my son. I trust him with this monster individual, right? Of course they do. That's like typical grooming activity right there in front of you. Make the parents believe that you're trustworthy and then proceed to do whatever you want.
Once they were in a private area, allegedly Mr. Combs made the victim perform oral sex upon him. An individual 15 years old at the time, flown to New York City to attend a party, was drugged.
This makes me so mad. You don't believe it. 15. Are you kidding me?
And then taken into a private room, allegedly in the presence of Mr. Combs, where this female individual, minor, was raped, and then other individuals took turns raping her. Another individual, 26 at the time of the occurrence, was picked up allegedly by Mr. Combs and several other people in a black SUV from the airport, was given one drink in the SUV, and then literally woke up the next day not knowing what had happened, but with pain and damage to both her vagina and her anus.
I hope he rots away. How about you?
Where she then went to the hospital. She was missing her underwear and her shoes. Another instance, the individual, this time not a minor, was attended a group dinner, allegedly with Sean Combs in Miami. She wasn't drinking because she was pregnant.
Yeah, of course, why not? Just a pregnant woman. Like, we have no respect whatsoever. You know, just grab anyone you can. Kid, woman, I don't care, pregnant. Yeah, I'm the king. Right, now you're the king of prison. That's funny. I got some footage. So, I got some footage of what he's been up to. So, you know, these are the so-called freak-offs that he was participating in or organizing them. Well, you know what? This seems to be a problem that has existed for ages, because when people get famous, they start to act crazy, don't they? Like Jeffrey Epstein. Doesn't this sound familiar? If more names will be leaked, it's all going to destroy the reputation